All right, join us now on Inside TBT as he's getting ready to suit up with We Are D3 TBT this summer. Eric Demers joining us now. Eric, welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely, man. It's been a long time coming. Obviously, we've been meaning to have you on for as long as we can really remember. I feel like the only way to kick off the show is for you to just go to bat for D3 basketball and how great D3 basketball is, because me and Andrew know it. A lot of people who love basketball know it, but a lot of people who watch TBT just don't understand it. So how good is D3 basketball?
Yeah, Division III basketball is a unique version of basketball. It's a very authentic version. Guys aren't there on scholarship, so they're not there because they feel like they have to be there. It's the only way they're going to get through school because it's paid for. These guys are truly putting in the work year round because they absolutely just fell in love with the game of basketball, similarly the way I did. So you kind of get the most out of your athletes at the Division III level because it's as genuine as you can get.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there are a ton of D3 players that are now in the G League. So I think you got a pretty cool journey. Can you take the listeners through what that's looked like the last few years?
Yeah, it's been a journey within itself for sure. I've always dreamed of playing professional basketball. Early on in college, I thought it'd be more of the overseas route, maybe get my master's degree paid for and just do it for a couple of years of just to say I did it and given an experience. And then kind of as my game progressed, my senior year, I led the country in scoring. Sports Illustrated did a big piece on me, and it kind of came to a realization that maybe I don't have to go overseas just yet. Maybe there's some opportunity for me here in the United States. And then the pandemic hit, and it took me about 14 to 16 months to truly get my first opportunity, which followed up my TBT game last year, which was to go to Summer League with the Spurs, and which led to me to be kind of at home with the Celtics and with their G League team. So it's kind of been a long journey, but I'm glad to be here in America and playing the game that I love.
Another thing that we should get out of the way is talk about Duncan Robinson, because obviously you guys are from similar neck of the woods, similar part of the country. Obviously, he's D3 to Michigan to the NBA. You know, we won't talk about his playoffs this year or really his season, but obviously the man got paid. We love Duncan. We know Duncan well. Do you have any sort of relationship with him?
So I played pickup with him. I don't even know if he would remember this because I was in college at the time. I was just one of those guys in pickup where I'd just run to the corner and not do too much. But when I signed with the Spurs to go to Summer League, I got a text from him and he reached out and just kind of showed his support and that he loved my game. He loved my journey that I was on, which was pretty cool. I like to give him a hard time that he's a part-time Division III basketball player. He kind of ran away with that tag, but it's like, man, you played in the national tournament for Michigan. You can't fully own that tag the way I do, but he's a great guy, someone I definitely look up to, especially with his journey he's been on.
Something I always wonder with the G League is how well connected is the G League team with the NBA team? Like, are you guys fired up that the Celtics are one game away from the finals, or does that not really matter to you?
I mean, I'm from the Boston area, so I'm definitely fired up. But I don't think it matters to people in our organization too much. The G League's interesting because the guys in the G League don't even have full say over the roster. It's like the Celtics have say over what they want, what assignments they're sending down. You can play well for a 5-minute stretch and you're still getting taken out because the guys are down on assignment and things like that. So it's a really interesting league of basketball because there's just so much unknown of who's going to be playing and wearing your uniform that night. But at the same time, it's been awesome to kind of represent my hometown team.
Have you had a chance to go to any playoff games? Do they hook you up or anything like that?
Yeah, I've been to a good amount of playoff games and got to see some of my former teammates or guys on assignment or just Celtics players I've known from being in the facility or playing pickup in the summer. So it's been a pretty good perk for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little TBT. So we got to get something. We got to talk about the elephant in the room. We released a top 10 signings of signing day. We did not include you. You were very, very angry, still holding a grudge. But just to clear the air, you didn't sign on signing day. You signed about a week before, which is why you weren't on there.
I totally get it. I was just giving you guys a hard time because in my mind, I'm one of the top players coming back to TBT this summer. So I just like to poke the bear a little bit, have a little fun on social media. That's all it was.
well, we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't create any sort of controversy. Just, you were just a part of it. Now you come on the show. Now you'll be on every list we ever make. That's just kind of how it works. We're biased. We can be bought. There's a whole lot of things that come into play for Inside TBT. And now now you get it. So that's good. But like Andrew said, to clear the air, you'd be on the list if you signed 5 days later or whatever it was. It's just a matter of timing. That's all it is.
I got to talk to my PR people. We did a bad job with that one.
Joey and I have joked on a few episodes since. We're like, Eric Demers is our rival. He's our enemy now. He's the first enemy of the program instead of friend of the program.
This is crazy because I usually get along with everyone, so this is the first for me.
Yeah, well now we're good now. We're good now. I'm not too worried about you anymore. Obviously, TBT is a unique basketball experience, just like the G League, just like D3. What were your thoughts going into the tournament last year? I mean, you got to be, you had human thoughts, right? You're a D3 basketball team. I don't know, if you're going in there to win the championship, if you're just going in there to prove yourself. What was your mindset, going into TBT last year?
So my mindset was use it as a stepping stone and as an opportunity as a platform to really showcase my abilities, which I think I did. But I feel like guys on our team have different mindsets each year. Obviously, we want to represent Division III to the highest level we possibly can. And we do think we're trending in the right direction. We've had a lot of close games in the past couple of years, and we do think we're trending towards that first win and maybe get to like a regional final and see what we can do. But for me, it was just I haven't had a first professional opportunity last year, so I was like, let me go out there, see if I can play well. I know a lot of people will be watching because the TBT has grown to the platform it is. So for a lot of us, it's just opportunity to gain film against high level professional basketball players and just see what doors open from it. But it's just a unique opportunity to come together as Division III basketball players. A lot of the guys I've never met before that have played in different places and just come together as a small community Division III basketball players. And I tell our team all the time when we're on Zooms and stuff like that, like everybody knows somebody. So like, let's help each other as we try to take that next step in our career.
Definitely a cool story with the D3 team, but you're a great player. Did any other teams hit you up and try to steal you away for this summer?
I definitely have been reached out to by a handful of teams, but it's important for me to represent the Division III community this summer.
What would it take to steal you away? Maybe not this year, but next year, fingers crossed you don't even – it's such a weird dynamic for us because we're not rooting for any guys to play in TBT, really. We would like them to be professional basketball players in the NBA and unable to. But what would it take next year if you are playing in the TBT to be swept away, be swept off your feet and move to a different program?
I think it would take a lot. I think money would definitely take a part of it. I do have a wife and kids, so I do have a family to provide for. So if someone's checkbook's ready to come out and write some zeros behind a number, we can potentially talk. But until then, I'm a D3 faithful.
Are your kids ballers yet?
My son is 9 months old. I don't know if I'd consider him a baller, but maybe a future tennis or golf star. We'll stick with that. I don't know if basketball's his route.
Interesting.
There's only so many average type basketball players that make it to the professional level.
That's a good point. We've always, I feel like me and my buddies always joke about what sports our kids will play because, genetics, strictly based on genetics, our kids have better chances at other sports. And
100%.
Golf and tennis is thrown out quite a bit. I'm surprised basketball's not. I mean, like they'll just keep getting better every single year. Who knows where they might be playing at a higher level D3 school. Your son.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely, with the amount of travel he's already done in 9 months and the travel he'll continue to do throughout my career, I think it's inevitable that he'll enjoy basketball and be around it. But I would never put that pressure on him to try to play at the level I played at or even play to any level. He can do whatever he wants, and I'd support it.
All right, Eric, you seem like a great guy, so we know you're going to kill this final segment. Joey, you wanna wrap this thing up? But remember, sure. There's a special twist now.
Yeah, no, Eric. So you obviously being an enemy, you still check in with your enemies, and you know that the podcast we end a certain way every single time. we end it with a certain question sponsored by an amazing company called Brain Fuel. And we have got the Brain Fuel question for you, which really isn't a question. It's more of a segment where we turn the tables on you. We give you the opportunity to interview us and ask us any questions that you have to offer, whether it's TBT related, whether it's life related, basketball, not basketball, anything and everything is on the table.
Wow, I was not prepared for this one, but we're going to roll with it. I think we're going to start off with where you see We Are D3 being slated this summer. And hopefully I think we're going to try to go back to Wichita, but what seed do you see us at this summer?
Well, we don't like to do a ton of bracketology just because we have a little more knowledge because, you know, we're close with the TBT guys. And, you know, we have a little bit of pull because we're so important now. And we say, hey, maybe this team should.
So much pull.
So you could bribe us. But what's funny about the 8 regionals is like an 8 seed isn't really like
there's
the
a lot
worst seed. Like it's like, I don't know, maybe a 7, 6 seed, you guys, and then you got to win 3 games and see you in Dayton.
Yeah, it's definitely a different layout than last year for sure.
Yeah.
I would say the goal for you guys has got to be eventually be a 3 seed, right?
I mean, I would take a 3 seed. I think let's just run with the storyline. I think just oftentimes they say, oh, look at these. It's an easy storyline. The D3 guys, Cinderella team coming out, playing the top dog. I mean, I get it. I 100% get it. And to be honest, it kind of helps us playing the better teams because we get to usually play on TV when other teams are on ESPN3 or U or something like that. Like we get to play on primetime television. So whatever it takes to kind of get out there, I'm cool with.
You'd almost rather be an 8 seed than like 6 seed because the 6 seed might play at noon on God knows where, and the 8 seed might be playing the 1 seed on ESPN, you know? So
exactly.
And you knock them out of the way early, and then the rest is cake.
Yeah, that's the tough part, is knocking them out of the way early. My goodness.
All right, any other questions for us before we let you go?
That was a lame question, Eric. We get that every single time.
Over under, I scored 20 points in opening night of TBT this summer.
Oh, there we go. Now we got the juices flowing. Well, I mean, you're going to have us in your ear saying, hey, man, you better freaking score over 20. So I'm going over.
I feel like to keep the enemy storyline going, I'll just say under. Fuel your fire a little bit.
I'll keep my haters close.
I'm switching back mine to under also.
I think we're good.
Way under.
I think we're done here then. I think I got enough motivation that we'll be all right this summer.
All right, man. Eric, thanks for coming on. Good luck to you and We Are D3 TBT this summer. Maybe we'll see you in Dayton. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be something. I'd have to work around my schedule, but we hope to be there.
Absolutely, man. This was great. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Clocking out early, that's the dish I don't like. Been getting paid since I was riding on the bike. Hit the pedal with the 8th, hopping on the 9th flight. I've been chilling out of sight. I'll be at the bar tonight. Told the bartender, go and take my card to swipe. You try the same thing, but your card get declined. White rappers nowadays, no, we're not too hard to find. I'm so dapper with my ways, I'm gonna linger in your mind. Always told me good things will come to those who are patient, but I've been way too patient, writing bars in my basement. I'm anxious in the real world, it's time for me to say this. The basics, the talent in my mind, I can't waste it. My life is too safe, it's my time for risk taking. I'm baking my mind, every day it's the same ish. Lazy, my grind needs to get a new facelift. Coming from the underground and busting through the pavement. Rock with it, and lean with it. My team winning, my team winning. Now rock with it, and lean with it. My team turn up when I spit it. Now rock with it, and lean with it. My team winning, my team winning. Now rock with it, and lean with it. My team turn up when I spit it. Don't think that I'm playing because I'm saving the game, and I said that I will be more because oh yeah, that is so raving, racing and pacing around all these lames in my lane, out my way, unless you're trying to pay me. Not from the playpen, it's coming from the jump.